Forget about flying from Los Angeles to Shanghai. Your next trip across the Pacific might just be underwater. China wants to build a $200 million high-speed rail network that would connect mainland China to the United States. Imagine being able to take a bullet train all the way from Beijing to San Francisco. It seems very far-fetched, but considering how quickly China has expanded its high-speed rail network over the last decade, it's certainly a possibility. The incredible rail network would be the most expensive mega project in history. Here's a look at China's plans for an underwater train to the United States. China first floated the idea, see what we did there, of an underwater train to the United States way back in 2014. It's a daunting project to be sure, and one that would require the sharpest engineering minds on the planet. The proposed rail line would be more than 8,000 miles long and connect China, Russia, Canada, and the United States, hence the nickname, the China, Russia, Canada, America line. Here's a bit of perspective. The Trans-Siberian Railway Network, which is the longest railway line in the world, is 5,778 miles long. China's railway to the United States would dwarf the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and traveling on the proposed rail line would be significantly faster and more comfortable. Imagine traveling via bullet train from northeast China up into Siberia. From there, the bullet train would travel towards the Bering Strait and onto Alaska. The most costly portion of the project would be the underwater tunnel connecting Russia to Alaska. It alone would cost about $52 billion. That sum isn't so surprising when you realize the Bering Strait underwater tunnel would be 4 times longer than the Channel Tunnel that connects the United Kingdom to France. After exiting the Bering Strait tunnel, the bullet train would then travel into Canada's Yukon Territory, down into British Columbia, and finally into Washington State and beyond. That's just the beginning. The railway could then be expanded to every corner of the United States, from California to Florida to New York. When you consider the scope of the project, it's no wonder the railway would cost $200 billion. And frankly, that's just a conservative estimate. You might think of a journey over such a long distance would take weeks, but China's bullet trains are state-of-the-art. The country recently revealed a brand new high-speed maglev bullet train that is capable of reaching a top speed of 385 miles per hour. Traveling from China to the United States via the China, Russia, Canada, America line would take approximately 2 days. That's pretty impressive considering that a flight from Shanghai to Los Angeles takes about 14 hours. China is on the verge of surpassing the United States to become the largest economy in the world. Skyscrapers pop up in the Middle Kingdom practically overnight, and the country has built an impressive high-speed rail system that rivals the high-speed rail systems in Europe and Japan. The USA doesn't even have a high-speed rail system, although California is planning an $80 billion high-speed rail network that would connect San Francisco to Los Angeles. China's high-speed rail network is still relatively new. State-owned China Railway began planning the country's high-speed rail system in 1990, which is nearly 30 years after Japan's first Shinkansen launched. Despite the late start, China's high-speed rail system is just as advanced as Japan's, and China even beat out Japan for the rights to build a high-speed rail network in Indonesia. In 1999, China began construction on the first leg of its high-speed